Good afternoon. Not quite sure if this thing's going to turn out or not. My name's Kevin. For those of you who followed me from Facebook, Kevin Clark, we do Decision 2020. Been having a lot of people tell me you should go on YouTube so you get a larger audience. So if you enjoy what you see here, like and share. I'm open for comments, good and bad. I just wanted to do a quick follow-up on what's going on in our political system today. That Smith-Mont Act that Obama abolished back when he was president that gave the United States the ability to lie to the public and spread propaganda, whether it be for war or for political gains, it is fine. It used to be, if you were a newscaster and you got caught telling a lie, you redacted it on the air, and that was your last day at the studio. You were fired. Now with the Smith-Mont Act, M-E-N-D-T, abolished, not only can you spread propaganda and lies, they encourage it. Mainstream media, 6 companies own 90% of TV and newspapers. I don't have to tell you who they are. I will drop names from time to time, like the Clinton News Network, CNN. Yeah, those folks. Tired of the lies. They had to redact something here recently when they said that Russia co-signed on half of Trump's buildings. They knew Trump would sue their butt off and they would be closed down within a month. So they redacted that and said, well, it wasn't quite verified information. No, stupid, it was an outright lie. Okay? I've been seeing this for 6 weeks since I started going live on my podcast. Decision 2020 is the name of the program, because you're going to have to decide on election day. Do you want socialism or do you want democracy? Are you a patriot or are you a hater of America? If you're a liar and you hate blacks and you hate babies and you hate God and you hate guns and you hate borders and you want all the drugs in the world to come into our country and all the illegals in the world to come into our country, then you got to vote for the liars. So it's either going to be Republicans or liars, all right? The funny thing about this situation is everything in the last 3 years the Democrats have accused our president of, they're guilty of. Now, yesterday, all the mainstream media sent out letters from Joe Biden's camp saying, don't let Rudy Giuliani on your show. He's spreading lies and false tales. Oh, you mean like Schiff and the mob boss? Talking about President Trump's phone call from the whistleblower, who's his cousin, who's Schiff's son, by the way, is married to Soros' daughter. Go figure. He come out with documentation, Rudy did, that's got somebody that's going to come forward that's an eyewitness to Biden's crime. Biden sold his office, just like Hillary did, okay? Don't forget Benghazi. They called for help. She turned a deaf ear. She sold them out. She sold her office out. We've gotten 15 to 20,000 of her emails back she washed because she sold them to China. She's got all kinds of international funds coming into her Clinton Foundation. You're not supposed to take funds from foreign leaders. You're not supposed to pay foreign leaders for dirt on Trump. Schiff, unfortunately, has a phone call out that was taped looking for prostitutes peeing on President Trump. He was trying to dig up certain dirt, dirty dirt. Lie, lie, lie. Russian collusion didn't work. Obstruction of justice like Hillary Clinton didn't work. Racist didn't work. Recession didn't work. Now we got the whistleblower, which, by the way, is kind of funny, all right? It's a double standard here in America because we've got a Congress, not Senate, Congress that's majority Democrat. So they've done absolutely nothing. Nader said, Fat Jerry, before Trump even took office, if you vote me in, I'll get him impeached. So they were talking impeachment on our president before he was even sworn in. Are you kidding me? So all you've done for the last 3 years in Congress is spread hate, fight the president, lie about the border, lie about all kinds of stuff on our president. When that didn't work, you wanted to lie about Kavanaugh. Rape, lie. Rape, lie. Accuse Trump of rape, lie. They got these people coming in now. You see, they just changed the Whistleblower Act 48 hours before this whistleblower came in. Before the Whistleblower Act was changed, you had to be an eyewitness, okay? You had to be there in the office, saw the president make the call, and heard the conversation. Approached the president. Said, don't you think that was a little screwed up? Don't you think that was a little out there? The president said, you get the hell away from me. Now you become a whistleblower. If he don't want to talk to you about it, now you're a whistleblower. You don't hide behind he said, she said, I got good information from so-and-so. So not only do they lie to each other, now they lie and repeat the lies and report it as fact. Shift. I'm going to tell you this, and you better listen good, because I'm only going to tell you 7 times. Biden was never mentioned 7 times. Shift is so full of shift, that's why they call him Shift. He's just full of shift. He's going to get up there and do a parody on TV and say, oh, it is a parody. What do you think, it's funny? You go in the back and laugh with Fat Jerry over all the crap and the lies you just spread and put in the Americans' heads that are stupid enough to listen to the Clinton News Network, CNN. I've been in the gold and silver business for 20 years. I'm semi-retired now. I still do a little wholesaling. Get in touch with me if you need gold or silver. And I do everything from key dates to bullion. Even though I don't like bullion because that's reportable and the government can come and take it, and that's no good. But I can go all over that with you if you ever call. My main thrust in Decision 2020 is I want to get Trump back in there so we can get Roe versus Wade overturned. The more you listen to me, you'll know that my heart of hearts, I hate them killing babies. It used to be just New York, but now nationwide, over half the black babies in America are aborted. That's a travesty. I don't have proper grasp of the Queen's English to tell you how upset that makes me, how angry that makes me, how infuriated I get. So I ask people on my podcast not only pray for our president tomorrow morning, who is, by the way, a new born-again Christian, accepted Christ about 2 or 3 months into the White House, just after being sworn in. So he's new. And he probably is pretty busy and doesn't have enough time to study the Word daily like we all should. I have to do it every morning and every night, otherwise my days get too busy, and you got to put God first. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. I want you to also pray for the Democrats and the liberals, because they certainly have no concept or nowhere close to a real concept of God and Jesus Christ and who he is and what he did and what we're supposed to do in response if we decide to accept the fact that there is a God and it's not me. I have a Father in heaven. I accepted his Son who came down here to shed his blood for my sins. Accepting Christ was easy for me. I didn't do it because it said to do so in the Bible. I did it because the guy predicted his death and then also predicted 3 days later he would raise himself from the dead. Now, if you called me up and said, Kevin, I got too close to a bad situation, I didn't do it, but I got accused of it. They're going to kill me on Friday. I get the chair. It's going to be on national TV. Don't get all upset about it. I'll be out there Monday afternoon, 2 o'clock. We'll go shoot 18 holes. Now, if I watch them prosecute you and electrocute you on Friday, you're confirmed dead, and you show up at my house Tuesday on Monday for golf, or Monday at 2 for golf, we're going golfing any course you want. We're going to go eat anywhere you want. We're going to go afterwards anywhere you want, because I will follow you. Anybody that can predict their death and then predict their raise from the dead and pull that off, I'm in. I'll follow them. Pretty simple. If you could do that, I'll follow you. But Jesus did that, and that's why I follow Jesus. I want to ask your forgiveness ahead of time. I'm sure if you follow me on this, you're going to see me step on a couple of toes, mainly LGBT. I know we're supposed to speak the truth in love. Sometimes I get so wound up I forget that second part, the love part. I don't mind spewing the truth, but I need to get tempered down and do it with love. My main objective is to stop the murder of babies, innocent lives. It drives me nuts when the Democrats, especially Nancy Pelosi, I do God's work. Well, I'm no priest, but I guarantee you third and fourth term abortion is not God's work. That's not something he's endorsing. God don't like baby killers. It says in the Bible, I made you perfect while you were yet in your mother's womb. It also says, woe be unto them that harm one of my little ones, for it'd be better off for you to have a millstone tied around your neck and cast into the deepest part of the ocean. And you don't get no more littler than the fetus. And now that stem cell research is buying these babies, you get to situations like that sick puke that just died down in Indiana. The doctor that was responsible for more abortions than any other doctor in Indiana. Now, Pete Buttigieg, his butt buddy and his husband there, they never mentioned that at the debates. They found 2,200 fetuses in this guy's garage, medically preserved in boxes. Been collecting them for years to sell them to stem cell research. They didn't even find him until he died, and they were going through his estate. Now, Pete never mentioned that at the debate. And it's sad that they published and they broadcasted the Democratic debates. It took me a week to get through 7 hours because I listened to all the hoopla before and yah and hoopla and all that garbage they go through. Pumped the thing up for nothing. And basically, the biggest winner from the last debate was Trump. In Russia. Well, Russia was watching and they said, man, these guys are so screwed up, we don't even have to interfere with this election. So they saved millions of dollars. Now they are waiting for instance, we've actually got paper trail from Clinton that paid the Australians, paid the Europeans, paid Russia, paid Ukraine. Those are just the ones we found out about, that they paid for dirt on Trump. So when old Schiff was lying through his teeth, showing just how full of shit he really is, and he says, I want dirt on my opponent, and I want it deep, and I want it 40 ways for Sunday. That's what they said about Trump. Okay, we know that Clinton obstructed justice, but we have a dual standard. Clinton erases 30,000 emails, and Trump is totally, perfectly clear for 2.5 years, 2,500 subpoenas, 500 testimonies, 2,500 warrants. They searched everybody. They turned people's lives upside down for what? For nothing. Dog and pony show. Now they got this guy that's lying through his teeth, is so big a liar, he's ashamed to show his face. He's afraid. Well, yeah, when you're trying to bring down a sitting president, and Pelosi is your aunt, or Schiff is your cousin or your uncle, you're going to want to keep quiet and not want your identification out there, because then they know it's biased. But they got Trump's son dirty. Or not Trump. They tried to get Trump's son dirty. He testified over 40 hours. They got nothing. Biden's son is a crackhead. Biden jumped in and got him put in the Navy, and then they threw him out of the Navy because he was a cokehead. He couldn't get off the coke. Now, let me get this straight. You're one of the most two powerful countries on earth. You got a flag out there with a dot on it, and it's red. White dot. You're China. Now, you're going to hire a crackhead and give him $1.3 billion to a dope head? No. Biden sold his office, just like Clinton sold his office. $80,000 a month for his expertise in oil or in the Ukraine. No experience, neither one. But he did have a lot of experience, according to his ex-wife, with prostitutes and drugs. And I'm not saying that she is a prostitute, but when he wasn't doing prostitutes, I guess rumor has it he was with his dead brother's wife, before the grass even grew back over the grave. Some say before it was cold. So this is a real twisted idiot that's dirty as the day is long. And his father used him as a pawn and a name to put money in the account, the family account, just like the Clinton Foundation. It's out there. I was on shortwave for about 5 years. I started out the same time as Rush Limbaugh. We both got the same job offers. I could have been right where Rush is at, only God wired us differently. God wired Rush at 110. Rush and I are on the same page. He just wired me at 440. So 4 hours for Rush, it would take Rush 4 hours to cover basically what I cover in an hour because of the 440, 110 difference in the wiring. So when they wanted Rush to do 8 hours, no problem. For me to do 8 hours would be the same as Rush doing 32 straight. Can't be done. I can do 4 hours, which is like doing 16 for Rush, but he'd be tired after 16 hours, just like I'd be tired after 4. I had friends that told me, well, why don't you just go in and take it easy? Just dial it way back and do your 8 hours. 20 years ago, they offered me $120,000 a year for the first 90 days, and then that went up as the other radio stations signed on. And they knew I was going to be a hit because I already had a growing audience on shortwave. I had between 1 and 3 million listeners every day. That was back when Clinton was in the White House. Back then, I did world indices and what was driving the stock markets for about 5-10 minutes. Then I'd do a little 5-minute spiel on what I did with gold and silver and how to get yourself set up so the government doesn't know what you have. Your holdings are private. You don't pay capital gains tax on it. You don't pay death tax on it. It's invisible. And it goes up in value. And you don't have to pay taxes on it. It's a beautiful thing. But then I would do about 40 minutes of conspiracy. And thank you, Jesus, Clinton was the president. So I could go over all the Clinton dead bodies. Old Billy Boy, he's got 47, 48 of them while he was in the White House. Generals, bodyguards. The thing that kills me is he had 3 people confirmed suicide, got shot twice in the back of the head with a shotgun. That's the worst case of suicide I ever heard of in my life. You got to be pretty mad at yourself to shoot yourself twice in the back of the head with a shotgun. I'm just saying. I've been angry at myself for doing some stupid bonehead things, but I ain't never been so mad I wanted to shoot myself twice in the back of the head. Once maybe, but never once thought about shooting myself twice in the back of the head. You're so stupid you need 2 bullets in your head. Really? This is documented, folks. They're written up as suicides. Do a little investigating, you'll see. And while you're at it, I don't want to sound, this is easy cannon fodder. George Soros, he's one of the few people, he makes it harder for me to be a Christian than anyone else on earth because he's so much easier to hate than love. I know Jesus died for him and his sins just like mine, but how many babies can you kill before God turns you over to a reprobate mind and won't hear your prayers anymore? So now we've got Rudy Giuliani that they've just subpoenaed, and I love it because they want to get what he's got so they know what they're dealing with and can do damage control. At the same time, they just changed the laws on that whistleblower 48 hours before the whistleblower report came out. Now, I do have a few of these Trump hats left. Keep America Great. I have red ones. I have black ones. I sell them here locally. I also do branding for churches. Every 5-7 years, they like to change their image, their logo. We get them shirts, coffee cups, pens, business cards, letterheads, you name it. Help them out with their artwork. So I'm in the industry. Sweaters, sweatshirts, hoodies, t-shirts. It takes 2 weeks to do a t-shirt order. So now, 2 weeks ago, somebody ordered these t-shirts because as President Trump was being called out on the news, here's our double standard. You're going to love this. I just sat there and shook my head. I couldn't believe it. Mainstream media says, can you believe that President Trump, with children in the room, actually said, I liked it better in the old days, the way they dealt with treason or with spies. it was better. And he said that in front of children. Now, at the same time, we've got Tlaib from Dearborn, the Muslim, standing out in front of the White House. 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Kids all over, screaming, impeach the MFer. Now, she's selling T-shirts. I seen them. $3 T-shirts for $30. So all she wants to do is make money off this and destroy our country. She's ruined Dearborn. I hope to God somebody runs and takes her out. If I wasn't in the situation I was in 3 years ago, I probably would have run. Just because I had it in me then. I'm getting too old now. I think now I'm just going to help people to find out a little bit closer to the truth than what they're getting from mainstream media. All you got to do is watch them guys, because they're all pumped up by the Democrats. That means if their lips are moving, they are lying. And everything they've accused Trump of, they've actually done themselves to Trump. From lying, creating a false getting the Pfizer reports to open up a spying is supposed to be verified. They were never verified. This is why he talked about draining the swamp when he got in there. Now this phone call. I'm glad they started this. I would like all the phone calls subpoenaed from Obama when he gave Iran $150 billion and signed the nuclear deal that was not no kind of deal. It just gave them the money to build their bombs. He was a Muslim. I hated him. I prayed for him daily. After I read his autobiography, page 214, self-proclaimed Muslim. When war breaks out, I'll be with the Muslim Brotherhood, not the Christians. That broke my heart. We have a Muslim, and I'm guilty. I have a confession. They say confession is good for the soul. I've called him a gay Muslim. That's how bad I hated Obama. Every time something like Putin, 2 weeks before the Olympics, he puts 2 battleships, a full brigade in Cuba, right in our backyard. Obama doesn't do nothing. Obama don't call him. Obama don't like him. So Obama don't want to talk to him. He would let our country be bombed before he talked to somebody he didn't like. He didn't feel like it. He didn't like him. Probably didn't like him because for his birthday, he put a great big thing out across the Kremlin with Obama eating a banana like a monkey, saying happy birthday. I'm not saying Putin isn't racist. I'm pretty sure he is. And he really don't like blacks, so that's why him and Obama didn't get along too good. But Obama would rather let us die than to pick up the phone and ask him what the hell he thinks he's doing with his battleships in our backyard. Because when Obama didn't pick up the phone, funny thing, 2 weeks later he pulled his battleships out right at the Olympics and went into Ukraine. Same day. Now, if he'd have called him and told him to get his ships out of there or we'll sink them where they sit, like Trump would have, they never would have went into Ukraine. That was a test. I've said it 100 times if I've said it once. You will get a stronger battle from one lion leading 100 lambs into battle than you will one lamb leading 100 lions. Because for 8 years, while Obama was in the White House, we had a lamb that was running 100 lions. We never won a war. It took him 6 years to find bin Laden and kill him. Are you kidding me? Trump would have hunted him down in 2 weeks. Look how quick he took out ISIS. IS. ISIS. ISIS. While Obama was in there, they was is. Trump's in there now. Now you know what they're called? Was. Because they are no more. Obama couldn't stop him, had no idea what to do, didn't want to stop him. It was his cousins. He was a terrorist. He was a socialist. He was a globalist. Democrats are socialist and globalist, one or the other. Ain't none of them for America. They want the drugs flooding in through Mexico. They want an open border. They've got California as a sanctuary state. They've had over 30 citizens murdered. And when ISIS goes to pick up the murderers, the convicted murderers, they let them out of the jails out the back door free. They've released 4 murderers in California who have gone out. One of them's gone out and repeated. Guy's killed 2. And they released him again. They got the one guy there, the sheriff, is about ready to quit down around San Diego there because they had to release this one guy they picked up on a domestic dispute. And a week later, he's driving down the road drunk, shot one of his sheriffs in the leg. They got the guy, but now they can't hand him over to ISIS. When on earth has one law enforcement agency ever not dealt with another? They don't want Trump on the ballot. I think that's a doggone good idea. I wouldn't touch this one, but I'll sew a piece of blue over one of them stars. Let's take California right out of the union. They want to be so liberal? They want to be poop capital of the world? You take the top 20 cities that have the most homeless, the most jobless, the most poverty, and they're run by Democrats. Coincidence? No, I don't think so. Back when Reagan was in California, it was a red state. And Los Angeles was the highest middle-class standard of living on earth. Now, there is no middle class. The middle class has either jumped to the upper class or they've slid down to the tent city and they're pooping on the street. San Francisco is precious. You can't refer to a manhole as a manhole because that's sexist. You can dress up as in a giant vagina suit and go on parade and say, I wonder why Trump doesn't think straight. Why won't he put the LBGT flags up at all the embassies? Because the national world power doesn't want to tell everybody that they love the gays, okay? It's an abomination to God. These are not my words. These are God's words. He don't like it. He don't like gays. He don't like baby killers. How many babies can you kill before he turns you over to a reprobate mind? I don't want to be standing on Judgment Day in front of Jesus and have to explain to him why I killed over 2,000 babies, like that doctor in Indiana. 2,200 fetuses he had in his garage. And we're the deplorables. Yes, us Christians, us God-fearing, God-loving patriots. I'm an Army vet. We're deplorables. According to San Francisco, the NRA is a terrorist organization. Made a big statement out of that. Big stink. Now, here's the thing that kills me. You've actually got a fairly good size of the population, about 1/3. It's so stupid. These guys tell you, we're going to take your guns, we're going to raise your taxes, and they'll vote for them. Are you kidding me? You want to give the government more money than what they already got, and you want to take away... The only time somebody wants to take away your gun is when they want to do something to you that you'd want to shoot them. Talk to them down there in Southern America and ask them how they're doing with giving up their guns. Talk to the Native Americans right here in America. The government told them, we'll protect you. You don't need your guns. Ask a Native American how that went when they gave up their guns. Not so good. Ask them in Germany. You see, the thing is that these guys act more like Hitler every single stinking day than anybody else I know of. But yet they will refer to our ISIS borders as concentration camps. They're drinking out of the toilet. Cortez is so stupid, you can't even explain to her that the faucet has a hole in the top, and when you plug the bottom, the water comes up because it can't go down and you drink out of the sink. Just because it's connected by stainless steel to the commode doesn't mean it's toilet water. How stupid are you really? Maybe you should go back to making margaritas at the bar. I'll go in and order a margarita at your bar. I will travel out there to see you where you belong, because you make me sick every time you open your mouth on the Congress floor. You and your 4 horsemen that have rode the Democratic Party right off the cliff with your anti-Semitic, with your hating Jew-filled... Omar, are you kidding me? Your tweets, all white men should be put in chains because they will not bow down to Allah. This one will never bow down to a lie. I pray to one God, the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings. And his name is God. His son is Jesus. And that's who I pray through in his name. It's by his blood that we ever make it off this earth and into the next eternity where it's not real warm. Okay? Air conditioning doesn't exist and there is no water. At least the Democrats that don't come to know Jesus, we won't have to spend eternity with them. We just got to tolerate them while we're here. This thing's getting kind of long. I'm going to wrap it up. Abortion is my main thing. It rubs me the wrong way. Over half the black babies in America today are killed. I'm from Michigan. Right down the road here, coming out of the worst ghetto in Detroit, is a guy named Dr. Ben Carson. Now, out of 20 million black babies, don't you think there's 10,000 Dr. Carsons that we've killed? We've probably killed the cure for cancer. We've probably killed the cure for mental illness, for AIDS, through abortion. It's a sad, sad situation. Civilized countries don't kill their young. The Chinese do. They're allowed 2 kids. You get pregnant after that, automatic abortion. Like I said, civilized countries don't kill their young. Hope you guys have a blessed day. If you enjoyed this, like and share. I've got my feelers out. I need a laptop. I'm looking for somebody that's got one collecting dust up in the closet they're not using with a camera on it. Like I said, you guys would have liked me much better when I was doing shortwave because I got a voice for radio. I got a face for radio. Unfortunately, now there's video, so you're stuck with this ugly mug. But if you just turn it around and only listen to it, I guess it ain't so bad then. Anyways, you folks all have a blessed day. Don't forget, tomorrow morning with your coffee, pray for our president. He's under a lot of attack, as you well know. And pray for the Dems and them lib snowflakes that they may come to know Jesus on a personal level so they get some light in their dark, 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 dark world. I'm so glad I don't have to live like they do. Lie, lie, lie. Anger, anger, anger. They're driven by hate. As a Christian, we're driven by love. Christ's love. They make it real tough sometimes, but I'm going to stick it out. If I can just save one baby, I'll be happy. I got to get Trump back in there in the White House. I need everybody's help. We cannot, as Christians, stand by the wayside. We cannot, as Christians, vote Democrat. We, as Christians, cannot keep silent anymore. We need to stand with our president, stand for what's right, and stand for... First of all, I'm not a Republican, and I'm not a Democrat, and I'm not an independent. I'm a patriot. I want one nation under God. It don't matter if you're brown, yellow, black, white. We're all God's children. Whether or not you come into that realization in a personal relationship is an individual thing. But we were all created as his children. And he don't want none of us to suffer or perish. I wish you all would come to repentance. Says so in John. Have a very blessed day. Lift those guys up in prayer. God bless you. God bless America. God bless everybody that voted for Trump. And God bless our president. Have a great day. Again, if you liked it, like and share. Appreciate it. Bye for now.